Alright, so I'm here today at this fish farm. It's quite expansive, all the way down there. If you look at, there's another, there are about two ponds over there. It's very expansive and all that. Now I just want to point you to this pond over here and this one over here. I don't know if my camera is doing a good job, but if you look closely, I'm sure you would see that there's a difference between this, the color of this pond and the color of this pond. This pond here is clearer, much clearer than this pond here. This pond here has more of the green matter than this pond here. You can see they are both green, but this one, the green matter is denser here. Now, what is this green matter? This is actually algae. All right. Now, what is happening here is what we call algal bloom. Algal bloom. All right, the bloom of algae. Algae proliferating because of the environmental conditions. All right. Now, the difference between this water and this is that here you have a higher density of algae, of algal population. That means, in other words, there is more algae population here than here. Now, what are the implications? What is the implication of this algae or algal bloom to the fishes inside these water bodies or these ponds? Now, you see, algae in daytime like this, you can see this is daytime. You can see the sun is up there. Now, algae in daytime like this photosynthesize, and we know that photosynthesis produces oxygen. All right, produces oxygen, utilizes carbon dioxide to produce oxygen. So that is very good for the fishes. Doesn't affect the fishes in any way. But what happens at night is that at night algae do not photosynthesize, because of course there is no light at night. There is no photos at night. There is no light at night. And so what algae do at night is respiration. Much like humans, the algae begin to respire, and in respiration they do not give out oxygen, rather they use up oxygen. And so at that point in time, at night, there will be a depletion of the oxygen levels in the water bodies. And the more the algae or algal population in that water body, all right, the more oxygen they would require at night to respire. And that means the lesser the oxygen available to the fish at night time. Now, beyond that, when algae begin to die after a bloom, when algae begin to die, because of course they get to a point like every living thing, there will be death. When algae begin to die, all right, in a pond where there are many, like this one, there's more algae here than this one, obviously. Now, in a pond where there are many, or in a water body where there's a lot of algae, and an algal bloom, and they die, bacteria and certain fungi begin to act on them. These decomposers begin to act on these algae, of course they are organic matter, and begin to decompose them. And in decomposing them, a lot of oxygen will be required. These decomposing bacteria, these saprophytes, these decomposing bacteria and fungi use up a lot of oxygen in the course of decomposing the dead organic matter, which is the algae. And in so doing, they limit and drastically reduce to a very high extent, and sometimes even totally annihilate oxygen. Let me use that word now. Totally rob the water body of dissolved oxygen, and that will lead to asphyxiation. That will lead to the fishes in the water getting suffocated, much like someone pressing or closing his or her nostrils and his mouth. You cannot breathe. All right, so that is the implication of algae in water bodies. All right, so that is me signing out. I hope you've learned something today about the algal bloom and their implications to fishes and other aquatic life. So the problem is not in the daytime, because in the daytime, like there's this algae, as we see here, photosynthesizing, actively using carbon dioxide to give out oxygen, which of course is beneficial to the fishes. But what happens at night is the reverse, when this algae begin to respire. And also what happens when the algae die and they are now being decomposed. And the more the algae that are available, the more the bacteria and fungi, decomposers will be there to decompose them. And of course, the more oxygen that will be demanded. And of course, that leaves the fishes with little or no oxygen. All right, see you